Hello again. It's another beautiful day and I've got my coffee. So let's watch some stuff.
Why does NASA have all these old school cars? My thoughts are cars without computers in them, all from the 70s. Are they preparing for a MP blast? Fleet from NASA vehicles, semi-trucks, ambulances, and many more. Is this where that $50 million state budget is going? What are your thoughts?
That is really weird. Why does NASA have all those old cars? What are they going to do with them? I mean, they're just the regular old internal combustion engines, right? No onboard computers. Okay. So there's an EMP and they still have vehicles, but why does NASA need the vehicles? That's an interesting theory right there. So NASA needs these vehicles for why? What are you doing, NASA? What you got going on? Hey, I just want to take a moment and thank you so much for joining me for today's coffee talk. I really appreciate your time. If you're having a good time, I'd hope you'd hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow because I am making a new video every day.
In the basement of one of Ohio's most haunted houses, where mistreated and mentally disabled children were abandoned. Listen as they ask for our help.
Friend,
Are we friends?
is it Tim and Friend?
Help! Friend, help! It wants us to help him!
Hey, what's up? What?
M. Like you? Like, are you trying to say me? Like, help? Friend, help me?
What do you need help with? Just give us a word, and we will piece it together. Is this Tim? Yep. Stop. There was something on your shoulder.
Right here?
No, other one.
It's cold, dude. It's freezing.
He's gone. He was.
Sadness! How can we help you? How can we make you not sad? Love! Love, dude!
Dude, who was here? Children who were pretty much abandoned.
Right!
So even though I don't believe in ghosts, I still like to watch these ghost hunting videos just because it's fun to see the new technology they come out with to find these ghosts, right? And it's always something that's so easily triggered from across the room or remotely. And it's never that convincing. I mean, thinking that there's children crying for help, yeah, that tugs on your heartstrings. That's probably why that's the story that they went with. But really? No. No.
Did you know that in reality, everyone is already dead? It is said that when a person dies, their brain stays alive for 7 long minutes. During this time, the brain recreates memories, replaying them in a dream state. The individual sees his whole life flash before his eyes. Time elapses differently when you're awake than when you're dreaming. 7 minutes can seem like 7 minutes or a century. Stephen Hawking has said that when we discover the God particle, or the Higgs boson as some call it, the end of the world can happen in a day. And in 2012 we discover it, and if the world really did end in 2012, and if it did happen in an instant, and we've all been living in our own consciousness ever since. Perhaps that's why since 2012, the world has seemed increasingly strange, unreal, and absurd, as if we all are stuck in a never-ending dream. Our perceptions of reality has become distorted, blurring the reals between what is real and what is imagined. It is a perplexing thought that leaves us questioning the existence of our nature. Do you believe we are living in a dream?
It's another one of those your brain's blinking out as you pass away videos, and I find those extremely intriguing. And if you believe this, it just leaves the question, are you watching me right now? Are you really watching me right now? Am I really talking right now? Whose memory are we in? Are we in mine? Am I that shallow that I believe I'm the only person on earth and everybody else is me? Or is it you?
I'm telling you right now, something is not right about this eclipse. This is the path that it will take, and it will cross over with the eclipse that we had in 2017, making an X on the country. Now, right there in the crosshairs, right there, is a town called Maconda, Illinois. Let's talk about it. So this is a better look at the direct path of totality that the solar eclipse will take. Right there by Carbondale, where the X meets, is Maconda. Just as a fun fact for Shiggles, this has never happened in the United States. We have never had two solar eclipse paths cross over on one town. Maconda really isn't that big of a deal. It has a population of like 500 people, and it's known as a hippie town in Illinois. Now, what I did find interesting is that there is a giant city-state park inside of Maconda. Are we waking up giants? Now, Maconda translated to South African means little ones. Are we the little ones and they're the big ones coming when the eclipse happens? Now, maybe I'm wilding out. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe there's nothing to this. But if I am just wilding out and there is nothing to this, why have they already predicted a historical chance of cloud coverage on the day of the solar eclipse? Since when do they predict cloud coverage 2 months in advance? Shit's suspicious. The fact that this hasn't ever happened before is suspicious. The fact that there is a giant city-state park right outside Sewanee National Forest, which is known for Bigfoot sightings, is suspicious. So are the clouds a attempt to hide the eclipse from us so that we don't see what happens in the shadows? Because let me remind you, this total solar eclipse will last for 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
So that's supposed to happen on April 8th, 2024. And from today, we've got a little over a month. And there's still no way to determine that there will be cloud cover. I mean, we can't even see 10 days into the future accurately. We can't even see 7 days into the future accurately. We've had rain that's supposed to be happening today, and it's not happening. And rain that happened 2 days ago that wasn't supposed to happen. So we can't predict cloud cover in a month. Yeah. Well, I'll just have to wait and see. Be interesting. I mean, that is a lot of coincidences in that one little area, and I hope that it's all just coincidences, but it's fun to put those together, isn't it?
These trees will make you question everything.
So I'd actually watched this video a couple of times before deciding to share it. And I just thought that it was so cool. I know there was some human tampering going on with some of them to make them look a little more, weird. And there are some areas where it was just all natural occurrences. And I just thought it was cool and I wanted to share it with you.
The mystery of Flight 19 stands as one of the most perplexing episodes in the annals of aviation history. A tale that has fueled the enigma of the Bermuda Triangle for decades. On December 5, 1945, a squadron of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, designated Flight 19, embarked on a routine training mission from the Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Little did anyone know this flight would vanish into thin air, sparking one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. Under the command of Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, an experienced pilot and combat veteran, Flight 19 was to conduct a series of bombing runs over the Bahamas. The mission was straightforward, consisting of a triangular flight path that would return them to Fort Lauderdale. However, just 90 minutes into the flight, something went dreadfully wrong. Taylor reported that his compass was malfunctioning, and he believed they had strayed off course. The weather deteriorated, and confusion set in as daylight began to fade. The communication between Flight 19 and the base became increasingly fraught. Taylor's transmissions were a mix of confusion and concern. He believed they were over the Florida Keys, but in reality, they were likely over the Bahamas, far off their intended course. The base attempted to guide them home, but to no avail. As time passed, the situation grew increasingly dire. Fuel levels began to dwindle, and the weather worsened. Then silence. The planes and the 14 men aboard vanished without a trace. A massive search operation was launched, including the dispatch of a PBM Mariner rescue plane with a 13-man crew. Inexplicably, the Mariner too disappeared, compounding the mystery. No wreckage of Flight 19 or the Mariner was ever found. The disappearance of Flight 19 has spawned countless theories over the years. Some suggest navigational errors led them into open ocean until they ran out of fuel. Others speculate about anomalies in the Bermuda Triangle that disorient pilots and lead to mysterious vanishings. More fantastical theories include abductions by extraterrestrial beings or entry into another dimension.
You know me, I'm all on board with the alien theories. Not in this one, though. I think that the Bermuda Triangle's got some kind of geomagnetic issue going on there. And the old school equipment back in the day couldn't hack it. And unfortunately, a lot of people were lost due to that issue. And I don't know. I don't know the science of it. I just have my theory. And it's just a shame. I mean, those guys were out doing a routine, or not routine. I don't know if it was routine, but they're out doing a training. And weather got bad and their equipment failed. And then they didn't make it back. Then they sent out a search crew, the PBM, and there was 13 people on that, and they disappeared too. But there's just suspect that it actually blew up, which is just as bad. Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle's got some weird stuff going on, doesn't it?
When you're in LA, I'm looking at the receipt, and it says they charge you for healthcare. Like, women's healthcare, 3%? Why? Why did they charge us for healthcare?
A Los Angeles restaurant adds a surcharge to every bill to help cover staff health insurance. A receipt from Alimento restaurant shows a 4% surcharge for health insurance for staff. Zach Polak, owner of the restaurant, says he's not the only business doing it. Hundreds of LA restaurants have implemented similar surcharges as a result of the Affordable Care Act.
That is so California, isn't it? Friggin' Los Angeles, man, tacking on extra fees, and then they still expect you to tip like 18 to 25%. I could have sworn, didn't we just have some big thing about junk fees? Is that classified as the junk fees, or was that only in real estate, or is that something else completely different? I really don't know. If you know, let me know. And yeah, it's just crazy. Here's an extra 4% that you have to pay, and then tip them. It's not right.
Okay, real quick tip, y'all. There's a fee that says non-cash service. You see that? At 92 cents. That is a merchant fee. So a merchant fee is what credit card processors charge businesses to process credit cards, debit cards, right? So that 4% fee, normally the restaurant would have ate that, but they're putting that back on us. So this is what inflation does, man. Like, try to spend less money because it's costing us much more than it actually should. So just want to give y'all that tip.
As a small business owner, I can totally appreciate the credit card processing fee. I also add a processing fee when we do a credit card transaction. It's only a portion of what the credit card company charges us. And ultimately, I think it's ridiculous because they charge us for you to use your credit card, and then they charge you interest fees for you to use your credit card. It's just a vicious cycle, and it's just money on top of money. That's why they keep getting bigger and bigger. Unfortunately, everybody's got to eat it.
Looking glass technology comes from cylinder seals.
Originally, yes.
How?
Originally, it was a series of instructions for accessing the wormholes which naturally pass in the hyperspace in which we find ourselves. And from there, they worked on the technology. They built the equipment from the instructions. After building the equipment from the instructions, they began to tweak it and find different things out about it. One of the things that they found is that they could actually use it as a peering portal, like a peering glass, if you will, to see different aspects of not only the future but the past.
Are these Sumerian? I
would say that they slightly predate Sumerian time frame, but that some of the information which came down from cylinder seals that slightly predated the Sumerian time frame were then recopied in Sumerian seals as well. And those cylinder seals, oh yes, and those cylinder seals, to the best of my knowledge, have all been obtained.
From Iraq?
Some of them from Iraq, yes.
Some of them from Egypt?
Some of them from Egypt, some of them from other countries where they were being stored.
And
I really...
So if that technology was from pre-Sumerian time, what else has been hidden? I mean, you know that we had to have had all kinds of technological advances beyond what we have now, and it's just being stifled and shoved down. And why? Why? What's so dangerous? We can't all just know that once upon a time our people were smarter than we are now. Is it one of those, if you don't learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it? Did something bad happen? Did we get too smart? And then something absolutely awful happened, and then they're like, no, we have to make sure this is hidden. It's like The Village. Nobody's allowed to know. We're all sheltered. There's got to be some cool stuff that we don't know about.
If these rumors are true, this would completely change the 2024 presidential election. According to reports, there are plans that sometime between May and the Democratic National Convention in August, Joe Biden is going to step down and Michelle is going to take his place as the Democratic nominee. People believe that these rumors are true because there have been reports from insiders in D.C. saying that President Barack Obama has already started fundraising on behalf of Michelle and has even sent out surveys to Democratic donors, polling them to see if they would be in support of her running. Now, Michelle Obama in many interviews has been asked over the past several years if she would have any interest in running for president, and her answer has always been no. However, it is important to note that in 2020, there was an FEC filing, that's with the Federal Election Committee, to draft Michelle Obama to run for office. So the question is, are these just rumors or is something going on? And if Michelle ran for president, would you vote for her? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
So that surprises me like this much. I mean, like Biden can barely hold himself up these days. So it wouldn't surprise me if he dropped out and somebody else comes up and it would be Michelle Obama. Oh, here's the kicker right there. Taylor Swift is going to be her running mate. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's accurate. I just saw a video on that and it blew my mind. So I'm just going to sit back and wait for that to happen. Ugh. Well, I hope you had a great time today and I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out and have a wonderful day. Here's my cutting room floor. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, you. Hello again. All the Teslas will stop working, so we're good. No. No? It's not true. Totally set up. Why am I falling to the side? There's a whole bunch of people that are... I'm spinning in the chair. I'm still spinning. Start over. Okay. This is my new quotations, by the way. It's a whole hand thing. It's just because I like to see what new technology. I did it again. Because I just thought it was so cool. So cool. So cool. It's so neat. It was really cool. They're mowing the backyard right now. It's noisy. You know me, I'm all aboard the alien theory. It costs an arm and a leg to do anything in California. Fees. That's not terrifying or anything. Fees. Way to go, California. Like they're already expecting you to tip 18 to 25% for a meal that somebody doesn't even want to bring to you. Because screw that. That's dumb. So I'm not a brilliant person. But what I'm gathering from this and Google, and this guy's loaded with crap. What? What? That's insane. But dang, that's crazy. Right? That's not scary or anything. All right. So, excuse the terrible lighting and the terrible angle, but I just got off work and got out of my work clothes and into my comfy sweater, and I'm gonna take off my shoes and stick my feet on the ground. Let's do it. I gotta say, it sure is nice to get those bad boys off. All right, so feet in the ground. These are not fancy feet. These are just regular feet. These are working feet. And it's already an improvement just being out of those. And this is day one. Let's see how it goes.